Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. I'm back with another great topic. Now, this topic is a topic that most people don't think about, and it's about a person that people really don't think about anymore because of the commercial success he had from his first single. Now, if you don't know who I'm talking about I Love McConan. He was a rapper that generated from back in 2014. Now, if you don't know him, I'm pretty sure you heard his song. So he had the song Club Going Up on a Tuesday featuring Drake, which hit every social media you can think of. It was going crazy on the radio when the radio was still a thing back then. It was just everywhere. But it just showed you how fans can be fickle in this hip hop game, and it showed you the how he was one of the most disrespected artists in the hip hop game. Now I talked about it before. He was one of those brave artists that had a different style, that created his own style, and he mentioned that a lot. That he or bragged about that he created his own style, and it's very unique. A lot of people probably didn't gravitate toward it. Now the song with Drake, the Tuesday song, it had a Drake cosign, so he got a lot more eyeballs on it, a lot of views on YouTube, a lot of sales, and a lot of notoriety from it back in 2014. But after 2014, he kind of drifted off and people didn't follow his music as much. I still continue to follow most of his music. But like I talked about, he was brave and created his own style. He mixed rap with R&B, with pop and rock. He fused it all in one. And it sounded very different. It didn't sound like Kid Cudi back in '08, 6 years prior to what he did, but it was very similar. But he had, a R&B twist with him. It was just different when you hear it. Now, when you hear his songs and listen to his music, it's definitely different. But if you appreciate the music for what it is, it'll be fine. I still love his music, and he retired, I believe, but he came out of retirement last year. But I always appreciated his individuality and his creativity of his style. But most fans, like I talked about before, are fickle and just don't stick with the artist too much. But they saw his music as kind of weird. But it did put you in a different mindset. But the music, if you listen to his lyrics, he made sense and he made some poignant points and made some relevant music, I believe. And he didn't really have a comparison other than you want to say maybe a Kid Cudi, maybe a Travis Scott now. But he definitely had good music. No pun intended. But he was more than just that hit song Tuesday. So songs like on that first album that he had with the Tuesday on it, he had songs like Too Much and Selling, which I loved a lot. Which led me to listen to more of his music because when you come out with a hit single and people want to say that you're a poly one hit wonder, I want to see what the rest of your catalog sounds like because there are a lot of gems sometimes in those people who make these colossal hit singles, especially their first ones. There's a lot of different content or a lot of different originality and music that they bring, and I wanted to see what they have. I'll at least listen to that first project and then make my choice off of that if I want to continue listening to that artist, whether they come out with a new single or not. But I always that's why I value the projects as more than the singles, because the singles don't give you an entire picture. The singles, I always talk about, they were made for commercial success to get more eyeballs on you, similar to Doja Cat when she made that Cow song. When she made that Cow song, people thought that was what she was going to be about. She hasn't made a song like that since. It was just to catch the masses, to get that clickbait, to get more eyes on her. And then she showed you the real rap, and I'll be covering why she's an underrated artist as well in a couple of weeks or so. But I Love McConan is in that same ballpark. He should be respected more as an artist and for his artistry and what he was able to do from an individuality standpoint. And that's one of the major components of hip hop, is being individual, not just mimicking what somebody else's sound is, but your own sound, your own story, your own beliefs. Now, my favorite project from him is probably My Parade back in 2021. Now, this project had songs like Bad Bitch with the Stutter, and it had McConan's Beethoven, which were my favorite songs. Now, McConan's Beethoven, he actually rapped over like a Beethoven, the classical music composer Beethoven. He rapped over one of his beats and put his own R&B twist to it. Very beautiful song. If you haven't heard the song, definitely do yourself a service and check out that song. Very great song. But he had a lot of great music on that album as well. And I think he's an underrated writer for an R&B talent. Now, if he was a ghostwriter, and I'm not sure if he is, because that's the true meaning of a ghostwriter, if he's writing for R&B artists or not, but he's definitely a great writer. If he's writing his own music, he has great schemes and great topics and things like that, and just being creative in both worlds. Future does that too. He writes rap songs and he writes R&B songs, for Sierra, Beyonce, and people like that, which you would never know from just seeing that artist. But these artists have a lot of sophistication to them, and I Love McConnen definitely has that sophistication to him to be able to create different things. And I believe he made rap songs, R&B type songs, rock songs as well, poppy songs. He can pretty much do it all. He appeared on a Madden 17 song, believe, with Steve Aoki, and he just has an all around bag. But he didn't get a fair shake in hip hop, especially getting a great start with being an OVO sound. But it just shows you these rapper led labels sometimes can only benefit. Sometimes they only benefit the artists that started them, like a Drake or a Kanye. Sometimes, or artists like that. Kanye was more successful with his artists, but Drake really hasn't produced an artist underneath him, pause, that was actually successful. But he does give you the looks to get you a fan base and get you a core audience. But as far as being able to push you forward and take you to that next level, you're gonna have to have something totally different and work from a whole nother different set of rules. Because like I said, that he doesn't give you that push like that. But if you haven't checked out his music, check out I Love McConnell's music. He's definitely different. He had the head, like the cosmetic head doll that was dressed up that he used to have as his signature. So he's just an all around great artist and it has a lot of individuality and uniqueness to him. So if you haven't checked out I Love McConnell's music, definitely check it out. Until next time, I'll see you next time.